You've visualized your dream life 100 times, but why hasn't it arrived yet? What if the missing ingredient isn't your vision, but the frequency behind it? The invisible energy you are rather than what you want. Stay with me, because today you'll discover how to shift into that frequency now, collapse that timeline, and start living the life you've been endlessly visualizing. Let me take you on a journey, from imagining the life you want to actually inhabit it, energetically and physically. Imagine you've been doing vision boards, affirmations, and all the manifestation basics, but still feel stuck. That's because manifestation doesn't respond to what you envision. It responds to who you are vibrationally. Think of it like tuning a radio. You're not creating the station, you're simply matching the frequency. And the universe responds to that match, not to your wishes alone. This is not abstract thinking. It's rooted in both quantum science and neuroscience. In quantum mechanics, the observer effect teaches that we collapse possibilities into one reality simply by being the observer. But here's the catch. Most of us are observing with a divided system. Only about 5% of our behavior stems from conscious intention, while a whopping 95% is driven by subconscious patterns, beliefs, traumas, fears that we often don't even notice. Here's where physiology comes in. Your thoughts and feelings affect your nervous system. If your body is in a state of anxiety or scarcity, you're sending one frequency. If your body is grounded, trusting, open, you're sending another. And it always responds to the dominant signal, not just your conscious wish. Now a gentle lifestyle insight that adds depth. Begin your mornings, not with emails or to-do lists, but with a moment of tuning in. Breathe, sense your inner energy. Ask, who am I being today? Fear or flow, scarcity or abundance? This small daily ritual trains your body to signal coherence before your schedule takes over. There's a seamless, natural transition here, from understanding the gap to bridging it with embodied alignment. Let's pause and reflect. You can have the same goal, the same vision, but become the version of you who already lives that reality. Not someday, now. That might sound abstract, but remember, frequency is not mystical, it's physiological. It's rooted in how you breathe, your posture, the emotional tone in your body. The more you live from your future state, however small the step, the more the quantum field responds. Let me share a little commentary here. I've seen people insist they're trying to be positive, but they collapse as soon as stress arrives. That's not low vibration, it's simple misalignment. The work isn't about being perfect, but about noticing the drop and softly, kindly bringing yourself back. That noticing and realigning is the shift. Transitioning gently, let me give you another subtle lifestyle tip. When you feel contraction, financial stress, a tense conversation, pause and breathe with trust. It doesn't have to be a full meditation, just a moment to choose coherence over contraction. This tiny act tells your body it's safe to shift. As you're staying with me, I want you to feel this. Mastery isn't about forcing change. It's about returning again and again to alignment. Each time you do, you're strengthening the frequency of your future reality. Here's a small engagement moment. When you're ready, comment below with one habitual thought or emotion that keeps you looping. Maybe scarcity, maybe fear of not being enough. Numbing the loop is often the first step toward breaking it. And before we move deeper into how you anchor that shift in body, emotion, actions, please subscribe to stay in this space of subtle, powerful transformation. There's more to explore together, and your presence matters. Now that you understand that life doesn't respond to your goals alone, but to your embodied frequency, let's go deeper into how to align yourself with the quantum field so your vision becomes not just an image, but an experience. This isn't about waiting until someday. It's about learning how to become that version of you now. Neuroscientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza have shown through brain imaging studies that when people rehearse a new state, say gratitude or joy, their brain literally rewires as though the experience is happening in real time. The body doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined experience and external reality. This is the bridge. When you embody the feeling of your vision, your nervous system aligns with it, and the field reflects it back. In other words, the universe isn't waiting to give you what you want. It's waiting for you to become what you're asking for. But here's the challenge. Most people live as prisoners of memory. Yesterday's stress, last year's disappointment, childhood conditioning, all of it creates emotional blueprints that run our nervous system on autopilot. If yesterday you felt scarcity, today your body expects the same. And tomorrow, unless you interrupt the loop, it will repeat again. This is why affirmations alone often fail. They don't reach the body where memory lives. The real shift happens when you feel differently, not just think differently. So how do we break the cycle? One of the most practical techniques is emotional rehearsal. Take 5 minutes a day, not hours, and practice inhabiting the feeling of your future self. Not the things you'll have, but the person you'll be. Imagine waking up already in the life you desire. How does your body feel? How does your breath move? How do you carry yourself in small actions? By repeatedly practicing this state, you're teaching your nervous system a new baseline. And over time, your subconscious begins to accept this new pattern as familiar and safe. Here, where I want to add a gentle lifestyle layer, your environment plays a huge role in reinforcing your frequency. If your space is cluttered, your nervous system absorbs that chaos. Try keeping one small area of your home, a desk, a corner, a nightstand, as a sacred frequency zone. Let it reflect your future self, maybe with a candle, a symbol of abundance, or simply cleanliness and order. Every time you sit there, you're anchoring that alignment into your daily life. And let's be real, resistance will come up. Maybe you'll feel silly pretending to be abundant when your bills are staring at you. That's okay. Resistance is just the old program surfacing for release. Instead of fighting it, treat it gently. Say to yourself, I see this fear, but I choose to breathe into a new state. This compassionate approach prevents self-sabotage and keeps you moving forward without judgment. Commentary-wise, here's something I've noticed. People sometimes think frequency mastery is about ignoring problems. It is. It's about holding a higher state while you take grounded action. For example, if you want better finances, yes, make a plan, budget wisely. But do it from a state of trust and creativity, not panic. The actions might look similar, but the frequency behind them determines the outcome. Stress-based action often creates more stress. Flow-based action tends to open opportunities. Here's a tiny practical tip to weave into your day. When you're doing something ordinary, washing dishes, driving, even waiting in line, add a micro practice of frequency tuning. Smile softly, take a deep breath, recall the feeling of gratitude or joy. These micro moments accumulate. They train your nervous system to hold the state more consistently, so alignment becomes natural rather than forced. Now let me engage you directly. Take a moment and ask yourself, if your dream life were already real, what's one small habit you'd naturally embody? Would you walk taller, speak more kindly, treat your body differently? Share your answer in the comments. I want to hear it, and so will others walking this path. And if you're finding value here, please hit subscribe. When you do, you're not just joining a channel. You're stepping into a community of people learning to embody their vision, moment by moment. Together, we keep each other accountable to stay in alignment. Before we move on, here's the transition I want you to carry forward. Your life doesn't change when your vision arrives. It changes when you become the person who lives it. The arrival is just a reflection of the shift that already happened inside. Now let's address the part most people struggle with, staying aligned when life doesn't look like your vision yet. This is where the real mastery lies, because anyone can feel abundant when things are going well. The true shift happens when you hold the frequency even in the middle of chaos. Science actually supports this. Research on stress resilience from the HeartMath Institute shows that when people practice coherence, synchronizing breath and heart rhythm, they remain calmer and more focused under pressure. Their nervous system learns not to collapse into fight or flight, but to maintain stability even in challenging moments. This stability is what allows you to keep your frequency intact, regardless of external triggers. But here's the paradox. Life will test you. It's not punishment, it's calibration. When you set a new frequency, your old patterns don't vanish overnight. They surface so you can consciously choose differently. Think of it like a gym workout. The weight feels heavy, not because you're failing, but because your muscles are strengthening. Similarly, every setback is an opportunity to prove to your nervous system, I choose the new reality. Here's a simple way to do this. The next time something stressful happens, an argument, an unexpected bill, a rejection, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, what frequency am I about to reinforce? If you respond in anger or despair, you're wiring the old pattern deeper. If you respond with trust, curiosity, or at least calm, you're building the new one. The external event doesn't matter as much as the internal state you choose in response. Let me share a gentle lifestyle example. Imagine you're waiting in a long line and impatience starts bubbling up. Instead of letting frustration dominate, use that moment to breathe into your body, soften your shoulders, and choose gratitude. I'm thankful I have the means to be here today. This tiny shift matters. You're showing your body how to stay coherent when circumstances aren't ideal. And over time, these small moments accumulate into a powerful baseline frequency. Commentary-wise, I want to be honest, it's normal to slip. Nobody stays in perfect alignment all the time. Even the most seasoned practitioners fall back into old states. The difference is they recover faster. They don't dwell in guilt or self-criticism. They notice, breathe, and return. Think of it like falling off a bike. The mastery isn't never falling, it's getting back on quickly, with less fear each time. Here's another research-backed perspective. Studies in neuroplasticity show that repetition creates new neural pathways, but what strengthens them most isn't perfection, it's persistence. Every time you return to alignment, even after slipping, you're wiring that state into your brain and body. That's how your new frequency eventually becomes automatic. Now let's engage directly. I want you to reflect. What's one situation in your life right now that feels like a test? It could be finances, relationships, health, or even self-doubt. Instead of seeing it as an obstacle, can you reframe it as training, a chance to strengthen your alignment? Drop your answer in the comments, because nomming the test out loud often helps dissolve its grip. And here's a supportive lifestyle practice you can try tonight. Before bed, replay your day in your mind. But instead of focusing on mistakes, focus on the moments you did align. Maybe you stayed calm in traffic or chose patience with a loved one. Celebrate those micro-victories. This not only programs your subconscious for success, but also builds self-trust, the foundation of holding a stable frequency. I want to add one more layer here. Community matters. Frequency isn't only personal, it's relational. Neuroscience calls this social resonance. Our nervous systems co-regulate with the people around us. If you're surrounded by constant negativity, it's harder to hold your state. That doesn't mean cutting people off harshly, but it does mean consciously seeking spaces, like this channel, where positivity and alignment are normalized. Being around others who are practicing coherence amplifies your own. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, do so now. Because staying connected to a community of like-minded people helps you keep the practice alive. Every video here is designed to remind you of who you truly are, and that reminder makes all the difference when life gets noisy. As we transition forward, remember this. Alignment isn't proven when everything goes right. It's proven when you choose your frequency in the middle of the storm. Every challenge is secretly an invitation, a doorway to strengthening your new reality. And the more you practice, the less those storms can shake you. Why now? You understand that manifestation isn't about chasing something out there, but about embodying the frequency of your vision here and now. We've explored how to stay aligned even when life tests you. Now let's go deeper into embodiment, practices that make the frequency so natural that you no longer try to hold it. It simply becomes who you are. Here's a powerful truth backed by neuroscience. The body learns faster than the mind. Dr. Candace Pert, who pioneered research on neuropeptides, showed that emotions aren't just mental, they live in the body's chemistry. This means when you practice embodying joy, gratitude, or abundance, you're literally teaching your cells to hold that state. Over time, your body becomes a vessel of the new frequency, even when your mind wavers. One of the most effective practices here is embodied visualization. Instead of just imagining your dream life, bring your body into it. Stand as though it's already real. Move the way your future self would move. Maybe it's walking with confidence, breathing more deeply, or smiling more easily. These small physical shifts send powerful feedback to your nervous system, telling it, "This is my reality now." Science calls this embodied cognition, and it's been shown to influence mood, confidence, and even decision-making. Let's add a gentle lifestyle practice you can try right away. Each morning, before diving into your day, take 2 minutes to walk as your future self. Don't just think it. Physically move around your space as if you've already become that version of you. Notice how your shoulders align, how your breath deepens, how your eyes focus. This isn't pretending, it's practicing coherence. Over time, it rewires your baseline frequency. Now, a piece of commentary I want to share. Sometimes people dismiss practices like this as too simple. But remember, simplicity is often the doorway to mastery. Your subconscious doesn't need complicated rituals. It just needs repetition, feeling, and consistency. The small daily shifts you commit to carry far more power than occasional grand efforts. Another advanced tool is heart-brain coherence meditation. The HeartMath Institute has decades of research showing that when you focus on a regenerative emotion, like gratitude, appreciation, or compassion, while breathing slowly and evenly, your heart rhythm synchronizes with your brain waves. This creates a state of internal harmony where your frequency stabilizes. Practice daily, even for 5 minutes, it can reduce stress hormones, improve focus, and increase emotional resilience. More importantly, it tunes you to a frequency of wholeness, which is the very signal the quantum field reflects. Let me give you a practical way to anchor this. Pick one emotion connected to your dream life, say, gratitude for freedom. Each evening, spend 3 minutes breathing into your heart while recalling a real memory that made you feel free. Hold that feeling, let it expand, and allow your body to memorize it. With repetition, freedom stops being an external goal and becomes your internal state. Here's another gentle lifestyle layer. Align your actions with your frequency, even in small ways. If your vision involves health, maybe drink more water today. If it involves abundance, treat yourself to something small without guilt. If it involves love, reach out kindly to someone. These small aligned actions build integrity between your inner state and outer life, which reinforces the frequency you're cultivating. Audience engagement moment. I'd love to hear from you. What's one simple action you could take today that aligns with the life you're visualizing? Share it in the comments. Nomming it makes it real, and you might inspire someone else reading to take their own step. Let's also talk about grounding. Sometimes when people get excited about quantum concepts, they forget the importance of grounding in the body and the present. Grounding could be as simple as walking barefoot on grass, spending time in nature, or practicing slow breathing. These practices regulate your nervous system, preventing spiritual work from floating into abstraction. Remember, your dream life isn't in the clouds. It's meant to be lived here, in your physical reality. And here's a final commentary on embodiment. The more you practice, the less it feels like work. At first, tuning your frequency takes conscious effort, but eventually it becomes second nature, like learning to ride a bike. There comes a day when you realize you're no longer practicing alignment. You are alignment. That's when manifestation stops being something you do and becomes something you naturally live. Before we continue, take a moment now to subscribe if you haven't yet. This channel is here to give you tools, reminders, and community support so that embodiment feels natural and sustainable. By subscribing, you're reinforcing your commitment to the journey, not just consuming content, but truly integrating it into your life. And as we transition toward the final part of our journey, remember this. Embodiment is not about waiting until everything looks perfect. It's about living as though it's already real here and now. When you embody your vision, you don't just attract it, you collapse the distance between desire and reality. That's the true secret of mastering frequency. We've traveled a long way together in this journey of mastering the quantum frequency, the one that unlocks the life you've been visualizing again and again. Along the way, we've uncovered something profound. It's not about wanting harder, trying harder, or even imagining harder. It's about becoming. It's about aligning your inner state so deeply with your vision that the quantum field has no choice but to mirror it back to you. Think about it. Every time you've pictured your dream life, the universe wasn't ignoring you. It was simply waiting for you to broadcast the right frequency. Just like a radio can't play a station it isn't tuned to, you can't receive a reality you're not aligned with. This isn't philosophy, it's physiology and physics. Your nervous system is the transmitter, and your emotions, breath, and actions are the signal. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to hold alignment 24/7. That's not the goal. The goal is to notice when you've fallen into old patterns and gently guide yourself back. Every return strengthens the signal. Every small practice, walking as your future self, breathing into gratitude, choosing coherence in the middle of stress, becomes another thread weaving the fabric of your new reality. Let's revisit the key insights. First, awareness. Knowing that only 5% of our life is run by conscious thought while 95% is driven by subconscious patterns. That means transformation requires more than positive thinking. It requires rewiring the body and nervous system. Second, resilience. Understanding that life will test you, not to punish you, but to help you prove your new alignment to yourself. Every challenge is an invitation to embody the frequency you've chosen. And third, embodiment. Realizing that your dream life isn't waiting at the end of some distant timeline. It begins now in your posture, your breath, your micro-choices, and the emotions you practice daily. Here's a commentary I want to leave you with. Many people chase manifestation like a finish line. They think, once I get the car, the house, the partner, then I'll feel whole. But the deeper truth is this: when you feel whole first, those things flow naturally. They're not the source of your alignment, they're the reflection of it. The life you're visualizing isn't separate from you. It's you, waiting to be remembered, embodied, and lived. Let's add one final lifestyle practice you can carry forward. Tonight, before you sleep, place your hand on your heart and ask, what frequency did I live today? Don't judge, just notice. If it was stress or scarcity, breathe and release it. If it was gratitude or trust, celebrate it. Then set the intention, tomorrow I choose alignment again. This small ritual not only resets your nervous system before rest, but it programs your subconscious to expect a higher frequency when you wake. Now let me invite you into engagement. I want you to share in the comments, what is the frequency you are choosing from today onward? Is it love, freedom, abundance, peace? Write it below, not just as an answer, but as a declaration. You never know who you'll inspire when they read your words. And if you found value in this journey, please subscribe now. By doing so, you're not just clicking a button, you're committing to stay in alignment with a community of people on the same path. Every week, I'll bring you new tools, new insights, and new practices to help you deepen this journey. Together, we'll remind each other who we truly are. As we close, I want you to imagine this. The life you've been visualizing isn't out of reach. It's right here, waiting for you to step into it. The only distance between you and it is the frequency you choose. And the moment you embody that frequency, through thought, through feeling, through action, the gap collapses. You're no longer visualizing your dream life. You're living it. So let today be the turning point. Don't just listen to this as information. Live it as transformation. Choose your frequency, align with it daily, and watch how life begins to shift around you. The universe isn't withholding anything from you. It's ready to meet you the moment you meet yourself at the level of your vision. Remember, you are not becoming someone new. You are returning to who you were always meant to be. That's the power of mastering the quantum frequency, and it's available to you right now.